Hello family and friends, this is John Armstrong. You may know me. I'm the executive chef from the Sheraton Grand, but I'm coming to you from my house. About to make some buttermilk pancakes. It's a recipe from Sonia, my wife, and the kids like it. But there's a way to make it so that you can make it in 2 parts and mix it together in the mornings. Makes it a lot easier, which I'll tell you about later. So without further ado, hope everybody's safe and doing well out there, and here's the recipe. Okay, before we begin, okay, great. So first thing we're gonna do is we have a couple of bowls. Here's my hand, so it's about that big. There's 1 bowl, 2 bowls, measuring cups, measuring spoons, a whisk, and a butter knife. Okay, ingredients to gather. First thing would be some all-purpose flour. I have this giant bin, so it would be like all-purpose flour. Next thing to get is sugar, so just white granulated sugar. Baking powder, there you go. Baking soda. Vanilla extract. Or any extract really. Buttermilk. Vegetable oil. 1 egg. So I would suggest gathering all those ingredients before you begin. So then you take flour, 1 cup, and I'll have all the recipe written included. And you're just gonna take the back of a butter knife and take it so that it's flat. So it's this flat cup of flour. So we're gonna put that in there. Then the next thing is 2 tablespoons of sugar. A sugar bin. Take 1, 2. And then I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of baking powder. One-half teaspoon of baking soda. So my daughter put it in a new container. There's her artwork. Let me see the little Arm & Hammer guy. There we go. So that's all the dry ingredients. Clean our surface here. Whisk that together. So that you're just getting all the dry ingredients. Like I said in the earlier part, you can make both sections of this ahead of time and put it in your refrigerator the day before, and then just mix it together the next day. So the next thing you want is 1 cup of low-fat or non-fat buttermilk. Like I said, my wife got this as an adaptation from a cooking light recipe. So there's the buttermilk. 1 egg, cracked and whisked in. Vanilla extract, we put in a teaspoonful. Really, it's not very measured, you just put in what flavor you want of it. Sometimes you use almond extract, that's nice too. So we put some of that in. And then we have 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. So that would conclude all of the liquid ingredients. Now we whisk them together. It's a pretty bowl. You just want to make sure that the egg gets thoroughly mixed in. then you mix the flour mixture into it until it's smooth. And you don't want to over mix it, so we're just gonna add it into it. And it's gonna be a pretty thick batter. So, making sure that we're getting all the lumps out. It's going to be a pretty thick batter. That part where there's two separate liquid and a flour dry ingredients are something that I would put in the refrigerator. Your kids can mix them together the next day and then they can cook them from there. Okay, next part is just a non-stick pan and a burner. You're going to turn it on high, medium. So with a non-stick pan, you're going to get it hot. And you don't want it so that it's smoking hot, but pretty warm. And this batter, you'll put in and spread it around a little bit. But you don't need any cooking medium. You don't need any oil or butter in a non-stick pan for a pancake. It makes a nice, better golden brown pancake if you don't do that. So that's something that a lot of people don't know or choose to put butter or other things in, but you don't really need to. So just take some of this batter, let's heat it up enough. And what we're gonna do is put it in. Like I said, it's pretty thick. It's a fluffy type pancake. What I'm looking for is for little bubbles to form, which it's starting already, and for it to get a little bit change of color around the edges, then we'll flip it. Now bubbles are starting to form and you can see all the little bubbles. I'll zoom in maybe. I like to turn my pan because sometimes even with a gas stove there's hot spots, and I think this part of my stove is hotter than the rest of it. So what I'm going to do is just test. I'm going to put my spatula at the edge and just check. If you get some of the batter on it, it's okay. You just rinse it off so that it does not stick. I'm going to go like this and we're going to check. How's this underneath? So I'm basically lifting it from the bottom and then I'm going to flip it. There we go. I'm going to lower it down. It's going to be a golden brown pancake. So what you're looking for now is that it's puffing up, it's turning brown. It's okay, you know, you're at home, you have washed your hands like I showed you at the beginning, to touch it in the center and to see whether or not, for yourself, if you're making it for yourself, you don't touch it, but you can see that it's no longer dry in the center. You don't want it to be doughy or gummy. It takes a couple of minutes, and you've now lowered the heat down to like a low, and it'll brown and it'll bake the center nice and yummy. So you just repeat these pancakes between the flip. One of the things that's where you would add chocolate chips or frozen fruit or nuts or bananas. You would do it in between the flip. So for fruit being put in there, best thing to do is to put frozen fruit, because when it doesn't bleed throughout the batter. You don't mix it into the batter, you put it in as it's baking. So in the middle is when you would add things if you wanted them. This one's for my son, he wants some chocolate chips, so you put it in the batter here. You can evenly distribute, you can add as much or as little as you want. I find that you don't want to have it toward the edges. Milk chocolate works well for this type of pancake. You can use whatever kind you want though. Pecans, bananas, frozen fruit, frozen blueberries, frozen raspberries, they're all really nice. So we're looking for it again to bubble, then we're going to check and then we're going to flip it over. And here's the thing, if they get stuck or if something happens during the flip, they still taste like a pancake. So, see, it's a little bit on the edge, but don't worry, I'll slide it back in a minute. Okay, so there's the chocolate chip pancake. Here's what the bottom looks like. Take it out of the pan, give it to my son. He's over there. Here you go. You can eat it with either any of them, with whatever you want, but if you slice a little, my wife uses sugar-free syrup, but if you use syrup, you can toast some pecans or nuts you have around, or nuts that you wish to have in the oven. Slice some banana, put it in some maple syrup that's a little bit warmed. It's really nice. So, or you just put a little bit of butter on your pancakes, or eat them plain. All right, this next one is for Elena, who's just woken up, and we're going to give her this pancake hopefully. Ooh, that one's pretty. What do you think? I love it. It's good. It's you. Mom makes them all the time. You and Mom. It's from your book. There's Tex and Tony sitting down. The non-chocolate chip ones, you can give them a small piece. There's Tony. There's Tex. All right. Have a great day. Remember, put love and kindness out there. See you soon. So there is one secret ingredient to everything every good artist puts into their craft, and you may see it when artists work or chefs work, and even the littlest thing, you'll see them down in their work, and it's love. So for all of you out there, sprinkling a little bit of love and kindness into your food and sending it out to you. Just want you to be safe and happy out there, and here's a little bit of the secret ingredient, love.